So, I think I'm live. Hello everyone. If you can see my screen and if I'm audible to you guys, please do let me know in the chat. Yeah, hello Raja. Do give me a confirmation in the chat if you guys can see me and if you guys can see my screen and if my voice is not breaking and if it is clearly audible. Yes, visible, great. And also please confirm that if I'm audible as well. Yes sir, great. Hi sir, hello Purnima. Yes, I can hear you and see you. Great, great. Yes sir, visible and audible. Great. Everything is perfect. Great. Hello everyone. Hello Damodaran. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. And we have KD Tech. We have Sheikh Muhammad. Great. Hello. We have God. Sorry, we have good. Great. Good evening. Great. So we will be waiting for till 8:05 so that participants can join, and after that we will start the session. All right. Great. All perfect. Karthik. Okay. So till then, you guys can tell about your branch and your department which are you from. Hello, Ruxar. So that I can get an idea about the target audience. Right. Hello, Divya Murthy. Hello, good evening. Good evening. I'm really great, KD. CSE from SVK. Also, do tell your years, like which year are you from? Computer Science Department, great. Shiva. BE CSE, great. I'm BE second year CS Department, great. But interested, great. Hi. Computer Science Department, great. Great, a lot of people here are from CS background only, right? First year, great. We have some folks joining in from the first year itself, great. Second year, great. So for all of you guys who have joined late, we are waiting till 8:05 so that participants can join and then start the session. Till then, you can tell about your branches, your years which you are in. I'm from electrical department, great. IT, great. Great, I can see BSc, sorry, BECSC, great. Second SEM, great, Bhagat. Second year, third years, great. IT, great. Hi, hello, hello. Is it God or it's good? CSE, great. Second year, CSE. A lot of folks are from second year itself, great. CSE, IT, electronic and computer, okay, ECE from third sem, great. SYB, SCIT, post GCC, great. BCS, okay. BCS is a branch or is it the name of a college, or are you trying to say BSc? Okay. SYBSCIT, what is this? Is this some college or why are these guys spamming this session? We will provide certificate. Yes, for all of the attendees, we will be providing the certificate at the end of the meet. Also, I would request these people to not to spam these chats, because with whatever their college names or whatever they are writing. Triple E from Ace Engineering College. Great, cool. So I think lots of the folks are here from second year itself. Some of many of them are from first year also, and many of them are from third year also. Great. Chalo. So it's 8:05. I think we should start the session, right? Chalo. So regarding the session, if you have any doubts in between, do ask in the chat section. At the end of the chat, I'll take these sessions. I'll take these questions. Right. Attendance will be given at the end. Great. Just a minute. Yeah. CAC in LS. Yeah. Great. PSICT first year. Great. Chalo. Let's start the session. Right. So okay. Cool. So let's start. So we are starting the session, that is the roadmap to full stack web development, and yeah. So in this throughout this session, we will be learning like what is full stack web development. Sorry about this. And how we can get started in our careers with full stack web development, and what are the opportunities that a full stack development guide gets, and what are why should you learn, right? So, and we will also be sharing some resources about from where you can learn about it. And yeah, so overall this will be going to be a great session, and this is hosted by me. Also, one more thing is that after the session, all of you guys who are consistent till the end, you guys will receive an attendance sheet, right? And in that attendance sheet, filling out this attendance sheet, you will get a certificate of participation in like 2-3 days in your mails itself, right? So let's get started with the very first thing, that is just a minute. Yeah, that is about me, right? So a quick introduction about me is that well, this is me, right? So I'm a developer and a technical writer at Scalar Academy, right? I've been a GSOC admin. I have been a GSOC mentor as well. So I've been into open source as well. And one of my fortune is that I've taught and I've mentored 1,000+ folks till now. And yeah, I've mentored them in the domain of web development itself. I've mentored them in the DSA field. I've mentored them in the open source, right? So, and other technology related things, right? So if you guys have any further doubts regarding this session, or if you want to ask further questions, or if you just want to drop a feedback, you can connect with me on my social handle. That is, I'm on Twitter with this handle, and you can find me on LinkedIn just by writing Rithi Sudheri, right? So I'll be there. So yeah, so and let's move with the next slide. Right. So the first thing about if we are learning about web development or full stack development, we need to know like what is web, and what do you understand when it comes to websites, right? So I want all of you guys to answer this. What do you understand when I call websites? Or I'm sure that most of you have already visited any websites, right? Because this is this is very obvious these days. So what do you understand when I call websites, right? And how many types of website have you handled? What interesting things that you have encountered while visiting any websites? So I want answers from you guys. You can write that into chat section. I will be reading out. Yeah, BSICT certificate. GPR, super congratulations. Okay. It is a collection of information display. Great. Anyone else? What do you understand with the websites, or what types of website have you visited, or what interesting thing have you encountered while visiting any websites? Collection of web pages. Great. This is great answer, Muhammad Akram. Static and dynamic. Yeah, great. Static and dynamic web pages are there. Yeah. Websites what do you understand when I call website? I'm sure that most of you are, everyone from you have visited websites, right? Maybe like whenever you are filling applications for your college form itself, right? So mostly I think that is done using website only, right? It is the link of the Google of any. It is the link of the Google on any information. Okay, great, Arvind. Okay, quickly, I want answers. Then we will move forward. Yeah, static and dynamic, it's good. We will get information. Okay, great. Great. Chalo. So also there is a lag of like 10 to 15 seconds. So I will read your answers with this lag only. So please be patient. Representing a beautiful output as a web page. Great. That's another great answer that I received. Chalo. Great. Through program. Interesting. Yes. Chalo. So let me explain what a website is. Although I don't think you need any explanation about what a website is. Also, we are not considering the Wikipedia definition or the hard-coded definition. What I just want to explain you guys is this: what a website is. It is basically collection of web pages, right? That some of you, I think, yeah, Muhammad Akram has given the answer. It is basically a collection of pages and specifically web pages, right? So what a web page is? A web page is simply a page of information that can be displayed over web, right? Over internet. This is called a web page. Right. So if you make a collection of those pages, this is called a website, right? Again, a single page can also be called a website itself, right? Yeah, someone is writing client side and server side. That's again a great answer, right? So this is a thing, and now if we come to the complexities of it, right? Okay, how many types of website can we have? So basically, there can be two kinds of website. One could be the static one. And let me write it here. The other could be the dynamic, dynamic, right? So in the static website, what generally the scene is you will see the web pages that are hard-coded, or the values that are constant, right? That is for every user that they visit is. So maybe this can be some information page, right? Information page about a website, about your organization or anything like that, or maybe some article written over there. Again, I cannot say an article will always be a static page, but I'm just saying suppose you have written something and you have just put up a page. So this could be a static page and a static website. And if you are talking about a dynamic website, so these websites are those websites wherein you have information that is customizable. While customizable, I am not saying in static you cannot customize your website. So in this thing, you can change the website content in the runtime, or when a visitor is visiting the web page, you can change the content according to his feed or his login details or things like that, right? Again, I'm not going into much detail because this is not about explaining static and dynamic web pages. This is just to give you an idea about so that you can differentiate between what is a static website and what is a dynamic website, right? So I hope I'm making sense till now. So now we know about okay, website is good. Then we have two types of website. So now the main agenda of this webinar is you get an idea about, okay, suppose I see a website, I need to know okay, how do these developers, or how do these programmers make these website, and what goes into making these website. And suppose if I want to learn the same things, so will I be able to learn it, or what all things will I require? Right. Again, suppose if you want to learn a thing, first you'll do it with a curiosity. Okay, how much does it pay? Right? Because at the end of the day, most of the people simply questions is how much does it pay? Right. And the second thing is does it have any future, or does people around me are making it, or does people around me are using it? Right. So all these things will be covered within this webinar. So I hope I'm able to get you an answer about what websites are, and some simple layman terms related to it. Again, I'm not going into very much detail about it, like dynamic maybe what are like client side, what are server sides and things like that, right? Where is the attendance link? Please do share attendance. Attendance link will be shared at the end of the session, right? Chalo. So I hope this is making sense. Chalo. So let's move to the next slide. Okay, so now we know okay, this is some website that I usually visit. Now what goes into making these website, right? Now again, when I talk about making these website, I'm talking about the bare minimum things you need to learn to call yourself a full stack web developer, right? So because in tech there are endless number of things. You can learn web development for 1 or 2 years and you cannot still be a proficient with that, right? So we are only talking about the bare minimum thing you need to know to call yourself a full stack developer. Again, in this meet, I'll be taking a path which is a mono stack developer, right? Just a minute. Yeah. So there could be another stack. The people could be using another technology. People could be using another language for that. But I'm taking a simple case here, right? So please don't ask me, okay, I want to, know about this and that and that. So I'll not go into depth of each and everything. I'll just cover these things in a general way, right? I hope I'm making sense, right? Chalo. So let's move ahead and let's see, okay, what all things are required. Chalo. So I have prepared this simple, what do you say, a to-do list or a checklist for you guys ki that, you know, ki, okay, these all things I need to remember in order to call myself a full stack developer. So the first and the foremost thing is that you need to get a knowledge about what is a front end and its related framework. Now again, this might sound an alien term for many of the students right here. Okay, what is a front end, right? So let me explain this thing very quickly. So suppose you visit a website, right? Suppose I visit maybe your college website, right? College website. So in that college website, suppose you have some content, like suppose you have some, what do you say, fee summation link, right? So you can see a fees link here, right? And you can see some college photographs, some information written here, some notices going there. So this is what we call the front part of the website. That is the area where user usually interacts with, right? So this is the front part of this website. Now again, that you guys might have encountered is ki whenever you make any payments or whenever you maybe log into anything, it performs some calculation, right? Suppose you submit fees, suppose you submit your bank details and things like that. So it goes into somewhere, right? It goes into somewhere, and let's use another pen. Yeah, it goes somewhere and it does some calculation, something rough calculation, and in that get back to you. And if you have submitted correct details, if your payment is successful, or if you have submitted wrong details, or if your payment is not successful, so it will give you another message, right? Okay, failed or successful, something like that, right? So this part that you can see or that you are interacting with is the front end of the part, and this part, let's use this pen. This processing part is the back end part, right? So again, one more thing that I forgot to mention, now you last developer means okay, there could be possible different types of developers. Just a minute. Let me open my chat because I forgot opening it. Just a minute. Yeah, cool. So what I was talking is what is a front end and what is a back end and all things like that. So a person who develops this part only, like who design the design and the interface of the website, that person is called a front end developer, right? And the person who is responsible for dealing and designing all these back end stuff, that person is called a back end developer, right? So person who does both of this thing, right, who even design the front end, who designs the back end, that is called a full stack developer, right? Full stack is front plus back, right? So if you want, you can be a front end developer. If you want, you could be a back end developer. But if you like both of these things, you can be a full stack developer, right? So I hope I'm able to get your attention onto front end. And regarding frameworks, right? So framework is another thing. I will cover this in detail later as we move on. So I hope all these things are clear to you by now, right? So I'm erasing this as of now. If you have any doubt, do ask in the chat section. Chalo, let's move to the next part. This part is covered, right? Now we know we need to learn the front end thing. Again, you'll ask what comes under front end, right? That I will explain what all things that you need to learn under front end. And the next thing is you need to learn about APIs, JSON, and a bit of a networking. Okay, now what the hell is this API? What is a JSON? And what are these, right? And why do we need networking into this? So these, if I talk about in layman terms, so APIs, JSON, on all these networking things, these are related or these are required when we need to connect from the server, or when we need to pass some informations, we need to fetch some details from the server, that is the brain of our website, right? So these all things are required in that part only, right? Again, I'll not explain what a API is, how does it work, what a JSON is, why it is needed for, right? So this is a second part. Now, here comes the interesting part. That is, you need to learn any framework for the backend, right? Backend, I hope you know by now. This is the brain of a website, wherein all these processing and all happens. A little bit of processing, a little bit of calculation and all can happen on the front end only. But for the complex things, for when you need larger complexion, when you need to work with larger data or other things like that, for that backend is required. So you need to learn a framework, or in simple terms you can say, or learn a programming language, or learn a language that can be used for developing your backend, right? So this is another thing. Again, I'm talking about all of these things in a very brief thing. I have a proper a roadmap that I'll explain to you what all technologies you need to learn, what are the hot technologies right now, right? So please be patient till now. I'm just giving you a brief about what all things are there, right? Now, since once you have an idea about, okay, now I know a backend, now I can do some calculations at the backend. Now there is one more interesting thing, that is database. I hope for the second years or for the third years guys, they might have heard about database, right? They might have a subject as well. So what database is, suppose you have a website and you have a backend, like some brain doing some calculation. And again, when suppose you submit your fees, right? So it does some calculation, it checks your bank balance, etc., and gives you a it gives you a confirmation, right? So behind that, suppose if I want to store the submitted participants, or all the participants, or all the students who have submitted their fees, so I need to maintain a record, right? So this record can be maintained using database, right? So database is simply the base of data, right, wherein you collect all of the information which can be used for backend and for the front end, right? So you need to learn a database as well, right? So learning post this, now going by all these steps, you might be able to create a website, right? You have created the front end of it, you are able to communicate with the backend, you are able to generate a backend, and then you also had a record, or you also have some information to deal with, right? So once you have developed all of these things, you need to host it, or you need to present it to people. Like suppose if I talk about my website only, right? So I have a website, I have a personal portfolio website, so I have developed it personally. Now I need to show it to you guys, so I need to get it into some domain, right? So maybe suppose you might have heard about, a simple example is google.com, right? Google.com is a website, so there is a domain from where you can access this site. Again, I'm not going into technicalities. I'll explain what is a domain, what is hosting, and what is deployment, right? But just a simple example, you need to put it into this domain so that you can access your site, right? You have developed your site into your system. Now you need to put it into globally, right? So this is called hosting and deployment, right? You need to learn this as well in order to become, or in order to call yourself a full stack developer, right? So I hope I'm making all of this sense right now. So if you have any questions about these, like any brief questions about it, you can ask. Again, I'll give the details about all of these things later as we move into the video. So if you guys have any questions, please ask in the chat. Okay, someone has written HTML, CSS, JavaScript, front end are HTML. Yes, great. Front ends are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Again, there are a lot more things into that, but yeah, this is a good answer. What is a framework? Okay, so for those of you guys who are willing to learn about frameworks right now, again I'll explain this later. So framework is basically suppose you are suppose I need to build a room, right? So I need to put bricks, I need to place cements over it, then I need to add plaster over it, then I need to add so many functionality over it, right? So these things I've done manually, right? I have picked up the bricks, then I have applied the cement, then then I will apply this plaster, all of these things. So all of initially I was creating all of these things in a step-by-step manner. But suppose if I want all of these room like very frequently, so I will not create each and every room from the scratch very time, right? So framework in layman term is kind of a set of all these instructions, or group of all these things wherein you can do these tasks in a simpler way. Again, I'm explaining in a very a layman term, right? So don't just somebody will ask you, okay, what is a framework? So don't just explain okay, if I have to make a room, I'll directly get some room and I'll directly use it, right? This is a vague term. I'll explain this later. Okay, what is an API or JSON? So API and JSON, if in brief, I have told ki these are basically used while communicating with the front end and the back end, right? This is a basic pipeline between them. API, if I have to tell the full form, API is application programming interface. JSON is JavaScript object notation. Again, no need to worry about all these fancy terms right now. Is database programming language? Databases, I don't think, no, database is not a programming language, man. Once again, tell about backend, sir. Backend may, see, I'll go into depth. Don't worry about this. This is just a, which language we use for the backend. Great, I'll come to this. Backend are PHP, React, Bootstrap. Not exactly, like PHP can be used for the backend. Bootstrap is definitely not used for the backend. React is also a front-end library. Chalo, I think we are clear to this point, right? Let's move on with the next part. Chalo, just a minute. What did I do? Chalo, let's move on. This is a basic introduction, right? Now, here comes the interesting part. We will look into each of this part. Okay, what is the front end? What is the back end? When we were talking about deployment and hosting, so what all things comes under this, right? Again, this is web deals with. Yeah, programming is definitely needed, bro, whenever you are developing something. Chalo, so let's get straight into the roadmap, right? Again, this is the minimum thing you need to do. I'm not saying that full stack development is only this much, right? There can be endless things to full stack developer, right? So when the first thing is you learn about the front end. You learn how you make a page that a user can look, right? Because the first thing is this. So in that thing, the first thing you need to learn is a HTML, right? HTML, what HTML does is it structures your page. Using HTML, you will be able to develop boxes. You will be able to put your images and things like that. Again, I'm not going into depth of each and everything. I'm just giving you an idea, right? Now, then you will go to CSS. Now you have added the images, you have added the boxes, you have added the content. If you need to style those components, right? So styling is done using CSS, right? Then we have JavaScript. So what JavaScript does is it adds dynamic feature to your website, right? You can see maybe suppose if a user logs in, you see some animations, or suppose if you want to handle some clicks, suppose if you click on button, this triggers an event, things like that, right? So this is done using JavaScript. Now there is one other thing that is called Jquery. So Jquery is kind of a extension to JavaScript. So this is a kind of a extension for JavaScript, right? This is also you can learn. This is kind of an optional thing that you can skip, but since most of the developers are using Jquery right now, so this is an interesting thing to learn. Again, this is not very hectic or very intense. This is again a simple thing. Then there is a thing called Bootstrap, right? So Bootstrap, what Bootstrap does is see, you have implemented the structure using HTML, you have styled it using CSS, and then you have added the functionality using Bootstrap. Using JavaScript, right? So what Bootstrap does is it combines all of these things and it provides you with some templates and simpler cookie cutter things, right? Suppose if you are creating each and everything from scratch, so irrespective of doing that, what you will do is you can create some functions, or you can create some classes or some other functions that will give some better output or some enhanced version of, while you can write all these things manually, and that can be done using Bootstrap, right? I hope I'm making sense. This is kind of a grouping of all these things. This can be done using Bootstrap, right? Chalo, so let's move on to the next part. So this is a very simple thing that a front-end developer does, and there is one interesting part, that is React, right? So for, I think most of you guys who have ever been into web development, who have ever heard about web development, or who have ever tried learning web development, they might have they might have encountered through this word, that is React, right? So React is what a React is. It is a library, right? It is a front-end library, I would say. Front-end library. Again, what a front-end library does is it makes developing the front-end part of a website very easy, because you will develop structure using HTML, then you will develop CSS, then you will develop JavaScript, right? And then you might use Bootstrap and things like that. So these things might not be feasible for everyone. Like suppose you are developing a very intense application, so you might not to develop each and everything from scratch. So React can be helpful in that. Now some of you guys will ask you, okay, Bootstrap was also doing the same thing, then why is React needed, right? So Bootstrap is very limited, right? Bootstrap will give you some designs or some templates only, but React is very much intensive thing, and it will give you loads of feature, right? So this is what front end looks like, and this is the bare minimum you need to do in the front end, right? I hope I'm making sense till this point. Now, once you have learned the front end part, once you have practiced the front end part, now you need to shift on the back end side, right? So in the back end thing, the basic thing is ki first of all you need to learn Node.js. Now what is a Node.js is ki when I was talking about there is backend, some backend, and in backend you do some you make a server, right? So making a server is basically you need to learn a language to make a server. So basically in these times Node.js is most popularly used. Other frameworks are Django. Other frameworks you can maybe use PHP, you can use Ruby on Rail or other things like that. There are endless number of things like that. You can also even use Java for making. So Node.js is a very common thing. That is why I have took Node.js here. Now this is a basis of the web server, right? So now in the web server itself you cannot write all of the things from scratch Node.js. So you need to have a layer over this Node.js. So that is made using Express.js. Right, so Express.js again is used in making backend application. Now please don't go into depth of okay, what is Node.js, okay, how do I write Node.js, what all things are required to write a Node.js, or what is a Express.js, because these things might get confused. You might get confused at this point, but just keep in mind okay, there is something called Node.js, there is something called Express.js that I need to learn for backend development, right? So these are for the web servers part. Now I've talked about the database, right? So the databases most popularly these days we are using MongoDB. Now MongoDB is a database. Okay. Now database I've already explained, this is for information and all these part. So MongoDB is an important part, and again we have SQL databases, right? You might have heard about SQL, NoSQL, or other things. So these are the SQL servers. This is a NoSQL server. NoSQL database. Right. Now there is again a difference between what is SQL database and what is a NoSQL. Sorry, it was a NoSQL. So the basic difference is in SQL you have the data stored in the table itself, right? And in NoSQL you don't have data stored in the tables. The data are stored in some objects, right? Again, we will not go into the depth. So this is the basis of a backend development, right? Now let's see. Okay, I've developed the front end part, I've developed the backend part. I think I'm done, right? But no, I'm not done. I've done all of this part. Now I need to do is maybe I need to host these things that I've made, right? So chalo, how do we host a thing, or what all extra tools do I need to have to call myself a full stack developer? So the first thing is there is one thing called a version control tool, right? So again, I think that most of you guys have heard about this Git or GitHub maybe. So what Git is, suppose you are developing a major project, right? So you are developing some intense project, so it adds some checkpoints, right? So that can be used while going back or going further in your application. Again, I don't think this might sound anything similar to you, because for those of you guys who are very new to Git and GitHub, this might not sound anything familiar, but don't worry. Take this as there is some tool called Git and GitHub that is used in development, right? Again, this is optional. Chalo. But the next thing is there is some thing called Postman and the testing tools, right? So again, this might be an alien term. So whenever you are making some making some websites, there is front end, there is back end, and you need to test if your back end is working properly or not. You might use Postman or other testing environments, right? So this is for that only. Now, okay, this is cool. Okay, we have tested it. We have a version control tool with us. So another thing is there is cloud services, right? There is AWS, there is Amazon Web Service, basically GCP, Google Cloud Platform, there is Azure. So what these platform does is they provide you the space, or they provide you they provide you a space over the cloud so that you can host your website over these servers, or you can add some functionalities, or you can do some other cool stuff with your website, right? Again, I'm not going into depth of what can be possible with these things, because this might get out of the track. Okay, now you have done all of these things. Another thing is you need to learn about Heroku, what Heroku is, what is Netlify, and what are the benefits of using GitHub Pages. Again, these services are used for hosting purposes, right? Whenever you want to host your site somewhere, and these are free platform, right? You can host your website for free on Heroku, on Netlify, or on GitHub Pages. Right, there is another thing like you need to learn about what are domains, how do you host a website on your domain name, right? So this is the basic thing that you guys might need to call yourself a full stack developer, right? So I hope I've explained very briefly about each and every thing, and if you guys have any questions about these, so do ask in the chat. Again, I'm not going into depth of everything, so I think, okay, I've answered the API in JSON, backend is the server, what is the framework I've explained, programming language I've explained. Once again, tell about backend. So backend, dekho, which language, backend, PHP, React. Acha, I've answered this part, no? Is it? Thank you, sir. Is Python for back? Yes, you can use Python for backend as well. Not exactly you write the code in Python, but there is a framework that is closely related to Python, that is Django. I've told about this. So you can use Django for writing the backend thing, right? And HTML is for structure, great. CSS is for style, and JavaScript is for functionality. Great, Raja. So you have summarized this thing for us. Chalo. Any other further questions if you guys have, so you can ask. Then we'll move quickly because I think I have explained very depth. Like I went into each and every point. So if you have any further doubts, please quickly ask. Else I'll move to the. How about AWS? AWS basically Amazon Web Services, AWS, GCP, and Azure. These are the cloud services that you can use to add some cool functionality, or maybe sometimes these are used for hosting your websites also, which we use for connecting DB to our website. You can connect your website to the DB using these databases only, right? And obviously using the backend, right? Once you learn about all of these things in detail, now you'll get answers to most of the thing, right? Okay, what all can be possible with Node.js, what all can we do with Express.js and all things. So these are the basic thing, right? Again, one more thing that I need your focus right now is, okay, I've told about this path now. So this path, that if you follow this path, you will call yourself a MERN stack developer, right? Now, what is a MERN stack developer? M stands for MongoDB, right? I'll write in short, Mongo. E stands for Express.js. R stands for React, obviously. React, and N stands for Node.js. Right. So you will call yourself a MERN stack developer, and I hope that you guys might have heard about MERN stack developer, and there is one other popular thing, that is mean stack developer these days. Again, M and N are the same things, and that is MongoDB, Express, and Node.js. A stands for Angular here, right? So if you want, you can skip the React part and you can learn Angular, but my personal choice is React because this is super hot, super trendy. Most of the people right now are using React, right? So you will call yourself a MERN stack developer, right? Do we have to pay money for the cloud? Yes. See, if you use the cloud, you have to pay some fees. Again, if you are a student or if you are just taking a trial, so you can do it for the trial also, right? Because cloud is a costly service, man. Somebody have set up some servers for you, some costly servers for you, so they will not give you to you for free, right? Chalo, I hope till this point we are clear. Let's move to the next part. Right now, okay, all this thing is cool. Okay, I know front end hota hai, back end hota hai, all this hosting hota hai. Now the interesting part is how do I learn all of this, right? Because and the end goal is I should be able to learn and I should be able to build something, right? So if you want to learn any of these things, there are endless resources, right? I've told in the last webinar as well you can learn from YouTube tutorials, you can learn from articles, you can learn from Udemy courses, you can learn from any other sources, right? So let's look okay, what all options we have right now, right? So as I told you can just a minute, you can learn from lots of the website and lots of the courses are there, right? So let's analyze like what all resources we have, and what's the issue or what's the benefits of that, right? So the first and obvious thing is you can learn from YouTube itself, right? The second thing is you can learn from Udemy courses. Udemy, obviously paid courses. Udemy paid. The third thing is maybe you can choose to learn from yeah, there are, you know, premier institutes, Premier, whatever the spelling is. Sorry about if I write the wrong spellings. Institutes, right? So I don't know about if you know any like some X institute is there, some Z institutes are there, which constantly run some, you know, campus ambassador program and things like that. So there is another option as well. So let's say, okay, if you want to learn from what do you say, from the YouTube. So the problem with YouTube is that commitment issues are there, right? Commitment issue. I don't know about you, but you know, I basically feel is suppose if I have all the content, if I want to learn, so the basic human tendency is suppose if I'm not committed to these things, I won't be able to get maximum out of it, right? Suppose if I have not paid for anything, or if I've not you know, done any hardship to get that course, I'll probably not do it in that sense. So commitment issues are there, right? And when we move to Udemy paid courses, obviously since these are paid, so I might have a commitment to complete them. But the problem with Udemy courses is that suppose I hope that I think that most of you guys have took any Udemy courses till now. So the problem with Udemy courses is that there is no dedicated doubt support, right? You have to do most of the things on your own. Obviously you can ask in the chat section, you can ask in the comment section, but that I feel is not that you know, not that efficient. So the doubt support is not there. Obviously it is not there in the YouTube section as well. So when we talk about the Premier Institute, right? So the Premier Institute provides you the commitment because they charge you a hell lot of money, right? So obviously there will be the commitment, and the doubt session is also great there. But the problem arises with the Premier Institute that the affordability is not there. Or affordable may. Obviously these are affordable because you are getting it for free. Udemy paid courses are also affordable, they are cheap. But the thing is there is a great no, these are not at all affordable. You know, at least if I talk about my perspective, these are not affordable for each and every person, right? So commitment issues were there, doubt supports were there, and affordability factor was there. So maybe if you feel like okay, I can deal with YouTube, you can go ahead with it. If you feel like I can deal with Udemy courses, you can deal with it. And if you feel like okay, I can deal with Premier Institute as well, I am okay to pay the money and I will learn something, you can do that. So you can see there is a gap, right? Nobody fills all of these columns, right? Nobody checks all these columns. So with this thing, what edspread has done is edspread has come up with a premier course. I would not say exactly premier, I would say affordable course. So edspread course, right? So what they have done is okay, you have to pay a bit amount, right? So that the commitment issues are there, right? There will be live doubt support, there will be great doubt support, and the best part is it is super affordable, right? In comparison of the premier institutes and all, the amount they charge, it is super affordable in that case. And also one more added feature is that I forgot to add, they will provide you internship opportunities as well, internship. Right, so these though I mean, whenever I'm talking about internship opportunity, I'm saying these guys will make an effort to get you an internship. It's not like okay, you have learned, now find yourself an internship. It's not like that. So there is possibly no chances. There is possibly also no chances of that. And in the Premier Institute, they does help you in getting internships, but again they'll give you an access to the portal and they'll say okay, apply from here, right? So I can say partly yes, and in there they'll get you an internship. And yeah, so this is the thing, right? So I think again, I'm not forcing this course on you, right? I'm just saying you can just a minute, just a minute, I think there is the video is getting stuck, so let me turn off my video because some guys are saying chalo, right, just a minute. Yeah, so I was saying So you will get internship opportunities with them as well. So this is the added benefit. Again, I'm not forcing this course on any of you ki okay, you should take this course at any cost. I'm just suggesting ki if you want to try this, you are happy to go. And I think someone from the team will give you a registration form. Like if any of you guys are interested into knowing more about this course and knowing the price of this course, like the schedule and syllabus and instructor of this course, do fill out this form. I've personally gone through the syllabus of this course. I've personally gone through the projects that they have, and I found out that the projects are really good. The curriculum is also really good, right? So if you guys have an interest in taking this course, someone from the team will send the link really shortly, and do fill out this course. And also we won't be spamming you, like we won't be forcing you, okay, take this course, and else we will not give certificate or things like that, right? It's up to you. If you don't want to take this course, don't take it. And I think yeah, someone from the also, if I'm audible perfectly, because I think do give me a thumbs up or do give me a yes if I am audible properly, and if my screen is also visible. Right, I think there is a form. Okay, you can fill this out. Video struggling. Okay, is it fine now? YouTube में देखो, there are n number of tutorials. You can learn from Opti Kaksha. They have launched a course. You can learn from Code with Harry. You can learn from Thapa Technical. You can learn from Web Dev Simplified. You can learn from JavaScript Mastery. है ना? There are n number of courses right there. And this was my opinion about कि this was a comparison, right? If you want to take this, take it. Else, if you don't feel like taking it, don't take it. Simple, right? Chalo. So let's move on. Okay, these are the features that I've already explained. You will be getting the live classes. Just a minute. Yeah, you'll be getting the live classes. This is super affordable, and you have a doubt support, and also there will be like internship opportunities with you. And the thing is there will be limited number of people, right? So that the instructor can get a good idea about what people are struggling with, what is the problem that I'm facing. So this is again a good point. So yeah, these are the features of the edspread course that they are providing. Again, the durability, the duration of the course will be around 40 to 45 days roughly. And all of these further information you can ask from anyone from the chat. And about the price, right? So price is not revealed right now, but that will be super affordable. You can fill out the registration form if you want to know more about it, right? And someone from the team will contact you, and you can ask any of the doubts that you have from them. Chalo. So if any one of you is interested, do give a minute to fill out this form. And yeah, you will also get this form in your WhatsApp chat, WhatsApp group, right? I think. Chalo. So let's move on. And chalo. Okay, now we know we know what is web development, what is full stack web development, what all things are there in the full stack development. Now let's see. Okay, why do I need to learn full stack development? Or what all things can I do with full stack development? So the thing that I mentioned earlier, there are some opportunities in full stack development. The thing is each and everybody around you, around me, is using web, or at least is using technology, right? So whenever you are into this technology, there is n number of opportunities. There is hell lot of things that you can do with technology. So again, web development is a very hot topic these days. You can get various number of internships. You can get you can get even a permanent job using web development, right? And also, if I talk about the pay scales that a web developer get is really amazing, right? I myself work as a web developer. I myself have worked as a WordPress, WordPress developer or a full stack developer. I have coded with Node.js, I've coded with PHP, I've coded with Firebase, and a number of things, right? So you either work with an organization, you can either take freelance project, and you can earn, you can earn really good. So this is the thing, and there is a lot more of opportunity into this field, right? So now suppose if you have learned all these things, right? Suppose the bare minimum thing that I've told you, okay, you need to learn about all these things. Yeah, so please do fill out this form. And yeah, this is the thing. And what I was saying, so suppose if you have learned the bare minimum thing about it, right? So now what next, right? Because full stack development is not about only these fields, right? So once you have an idea about all these things, you can start exploring. You can see what all things people are doing these days, because technology is like never ending. Technology is booming, or technology is evolving day by day. So once you have the idea of all these basic things, because these are the core things you need to learn as a web developer, so you can start exploring about other technologies, and this will be very easy for you once you get all these topics, right? So these are the further opportunities that I say you can go with. And I've already told about the pay structures and the future opportunities that you can get, and number of internship opportunities also very huge in this domain, right? So yeah, that's all about the web development part and the full stack development part, and how do you go about it, and what edspread is providing you. So if you guys have any any doubt or any questions or queries, do ask them in the chat. I'll definitely get you into this. And if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any feedbacks about it, if you guys want to know anything further, or if you have any complaints or any appreciation message, so you can connect with me on any of my platform, any of my social handles, and I'll be there. I'll be happy to answer. I'll happy to interact with any of you. And if you guys have any complaints, or if you have any doubts about the course, you can fill out this form. There's someone from the team will be reaching out to you. And yeah, also do share about the feedbacks, right? How did this session went, and what all things that you learned, and things like that. So these are all the other things. And now I'll be taking questions quickly. So yeah, how many money I've already told, how much pay I've already told. This is not disclosed right now. How much the fees? Okay, buddy is asking about the fee. Okay, Edureka. Yeah, Edureka is also good. See, I'm saying go and explore wherever you like. I'm not forcing do this only. Edureka is also good, right? So if you feel like Edureka is good, best wishes, go with that. Your institute callback. You institution callback. Freelancing, yeah. So you want to know about freelancing? Yeah, see, freelancing is basically, there can be different types of freelancing. Like one could be you go to freelancers, you go to Upwork, or you go to other freelancing platform, and you submit your gig. Okay, I know this, I have prepared this thing. And also one more important thing is do practice things, do make projects of whatever you learn, because projects will be a proof that okay, you know this thing. And yeah, do make good projects. So this is the thing. And so freelancing, I was telling this is the one thing. And the other thing is suppose you have some clients, you have some clients who want something, and you directly get connected to them, and you get their work done, and you get the pay, right? So I mostly work on the second model. I have some connections, I have some clients, and I get their work done, I get some pay and things like that. I also work as a intern at a company who is into business lending and all these things right now. Yeah, so this is the thing. And then we have this is very useful for upcoming generations, sir. Thank you. That's really great key if you feel like this is inspirational, or this is useful. How can I have a course with you, sir? A live class? Okay, so right now I don't give any live classes right now, but maybe I'll like to connect with you guys. Maybe you can drop a message or text with someone, and if I'll be free, I'll definitely get connected with you. And thank you about MySQL. So MySQL, see, it is a form of database, and it is in tabular form. I don't think the much is needed right now at this moment, right? And is hearing web development would be better than other options in freelancing? It depends upon like your interest, or how dedicated can you do that thing. Right, so it's not like only web development is good and other career options are not that good. You can also try Android development, you can also try Flutter or other things like that. It's about your passion, what you feel comfortable in. Right, excited, really good. Anything else? If you have questions, quickly ask me. Right. Just a minute, I think. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, quickly ask the doubts if you have any. Else I'll close this session. Great. Do provide your contact. Okay, so I don't think I will provide my contact directly because else that would be a lot of spam. But I've given you my social handles, right? So do connect with me on those handles. I'll definitely answer your queries in the DM, and if possible, I'll maybe schedule a call or whatever with you. So today's session is good. I really appreciate your appreciation message. And also, if you feel like okay, this thing could be improved or this thing can be done in a better way, so do let me know about that as well. I'm open to any kind of feedback. I'm open to any criticism as well. We used to know about the full check. Okay, great man, great. It's really a motivation seeing that attendance. Okay, so please share the attendance sheet. Someone from the team will send this shortly. Great, thanks for reminding, Tejas. Yeah, great man, Patil Santoshi, that you enjoyed the session and you learned more about it. Great. Any further questions if you guys have any? And sure. Insta ID, I don't use Insta. I've given you my Twitter and all, LinkedIn, right? So do ask the doubts in there. Attendance, yeah. So I've just a minute. Someone from the team will shortly send this. Which one would be easy in freelancing? See, it's not about which one is easy or which one is hard. It's more about which one do you which one do you like the most, or which one could you dedicate yourself into. All these things are very equally important, equally interesting. Web development is also interesting, app development is also interesting, other development part is also interesting, right? So it's not like that. I don't want to be biased to one field only, right? And also, it's not like suppose if you learn these basic things and you'll directly start earning in lakhs or crores. You have to give yourself time, you have to make some projects, you have to build something, you have to build some connections. Again, sorry, I don't use Instagram. Yeah, so I've given the social links. I think that's more than enough as of now. So do drop your doubts, do drop your feedbacks, do drop your comments if you have any. I'll answer them. Thank you. Great. Quickly, we have like 2-3 minutes to wrap up this. If you have any doubts, please ask. Great session. Thank you, Damodran. Yeah, great. So please do share your feedbacks, right? I'm saying this again because feedbacks is a great thing to improve yourself. And I want genuine feedback. I don't want okay, you'll just say okay, this was good, just good, right? Please share your feedbacks. And if you enjoyed the session, or if you have fees, again, it is not disclosed right now. If you enjoyed the session, if you learned anything new, do share about it as well, so that I can get the motivation of keep going in. And do drop your doubts if you have any. Again, I'm saying thank you. Great Shiva. Great man, great. Really appreciate it. Chalo. So I don't think that we have any further doubts right now, and it's also 9 o'clock, roughly 9 o'clock. So I'm just going to end the session. And again, if you know that if you have any doubts, where to connect, and you can ask the doubts or queries from the edspread team as well. They will get back to me. That a great. Thank you, Divya Murthy. Right, you too have a great day, man. Fees again. Sorry, Nikita, it's not disclosed right now. You have to fill that form to get the queries. Where are you from? Okay, all these questions are on the use. are all these questions to be tackled on these social handles only, right? Okay, thank you, man, thank you. So I'm ending the session right now. Which language trend today? These is generally Monstack. I've told Monstack or Meanstack, right? Great, man. So I'm ending the session right now. Have a great day, everyone.